So thinking about the considerations that you might want to just kind of go through from a checklist perspective before you jump into starting and automating some of these challenges you might have in your environment. I think it's good to kind of think of it from the perspective of these 6 items here on the page. You know, what's your sunk cost? What's your opportunity cost to go through this process? Sometimes we might seek to automate things that are not necessarily going to be the fastest to automate. We might want to pick things that we can get some quick wins on, or think a little bit about the overall cost to do that. Data quality can play into this. If we have automation, but it's highly inaccurate, or it has a lot of kind of false negatives or signal to noise issues, we might be automating the wrong things, or we might not be able to actually trigger the automation at the right times in the right places. We might need checks and balances in place if you're operating in a regulated environment, thinking about security, compliance, and other risk factors. You might need to make sure that you have a human in the loop, or at least some sort of review process. And then when you think about what your overall organization needs versus building individual features, right? Are you pursuing, individual tasks versus looking out across something that might help the organization as a whole? Think of it from a forest and trees perspective. Other items in terms of building your program, particularly if you're starting your FinOps practice, maybe things aren't as mature as you'd like them to be, they're growing in the right direction. See if you can start with automation that's going to help you better evangelize and shift the culture of your organization towards more FinOps mindset. And then ultimately, there's a lot of tools in place. I speak to a lot of customers who have already built scripts and various tools over the past, good number of years. Maybe they have different competing systems in place, and sometimes it can be a little bit of a stress to integrate those things together as well. So those 6 items are things that you kind of need to take into account when you think about starting down an automation path.